Guess whose second time this is recording this because the first time there was no sound. Fuck my life. Anyway, I'm gonna tell this story all over again because even though I told it already, you couldn't hear me. So, I want to preface this video by saying, do not, and I repeat, do not ever, ever, ever fucking do this. The reason I did this is because I'm genuinely mentally retarded. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah. First of all, don't abuse Benadryl ever. Don't ever start abusing Benadryl. And don't abuse psychedelics. And if you're going to, be smart about it. Me? Was I smart about this? Hell no. Hell no. This is like the stupidest decision I ever made in my fucking life. But at least I have a good story out of it, so. Let's get on with the story. Anyway, so this happened around April. It was either March or April. I think it was early April that this happened. I had just gotten to an argument with my mom, like we did almost every night because me and my mom get on each other's nerves. And we got on each other's nerves a lot more and more and more up until the moment I moved out. And our relationship has actually improved since I moved out. I think we just... If we're around each other for too long, at this point in my life, we just fucking piss each other off. There's no other way to put it, and it was getting to a boiling point where we were genuinely starting to hate each other. But anyways, this happened when I was still living with her, and I got into a fight with her over some shit. I don't even remember. But it seemed like we got into a fight over almost anything. But after her and I got into a fight, she went to bed and passed out drunk. And then I decided to invite my emo chud ex over. Oh my god, this guy. I have to make like 2 more videos on this guy. At least 2 more videos on this guy. Because he was genuinely so fucking... Ugh. Like, he was crazy. But not actually crazy, like in a schizophrenic way. He was just extremely, like, oppositional defiant and thought nobody else was as good as him, and he was like the only good person in the world, and everybody else was just against him, and he was always right and everybody else is wrong. Like, this is the kind of person we're dealing with. But him and I were dating at the time, so I invite him over. And after I invite him over, I decided to indulge in some shrooms. And I had one of these chocolate shroom bars, and in this whole chocolate bar had about 4 grams of shrooms in it, and I ate the whole thing. Right in front of him, even though he did not want me doing shrooms at all, over a separate incident where I'm going to make a separate video on. But yeah, this dude did not want me to fucking doing shrooms, and I ate them right in front of him. But he didn't know that they were shrooms. It just kind of looked like I was eating a normal chocolate bar. It tasted like a normal chocolate bar. Usually, if anybody that's watching this video has ever fucking eaten a shroom bar, most of the time they taste like ass. Like, they just taste like straight bile, and they make you want to throw up. But this one was good. It was like this toffee coffee chocolate, and it tasted good. It tasted like chocolate. Um, but we're sitting outside, like on the steps, and we're talking. And then we decide to go inside. And we sit in my room. I crawl into my bed, and when I crawl into bed, I notice my bottle of Benadryl rolling towards me, and then I take it. Take a look at it. I'm like, feel the gears turning in my brain. I'm like, First thought was, this is a really fucking bad idea. This is a really, really bad idea, and I probably should not do this. But did I do it anyway? Yes, I did. Why? For shits and giggles, I guess. So I pour like a handful of Benadryl into my hand, and it's about 12 pills total. So I put 12 pills total in my mouth right after taking the shrooms. And, like, what's the worst that can happen? I don't know what the fuck I was expecting, but it got bad. It got bad really fast. It went downhill so fast. So I'm laying in my bed after I take the Benadryls, and I start feeling the initial come up from the shrooms, which is like, if anybody on here has taken shrooms before, if you know, like the intense, like, body, like the weird body feeling like you just woke up out of a coma, weird taste in mouth, like just like a weird feeling like all over your nervous system, and like you can't stop yawning. And then once that discomfort goes away, well, it doesn't really go away, it kind of still lingers, but after the initial discomfort that you get, that's when the visuals start kicking in. And like, first the shrooms visuals start to hit, and they come at me fast, dude. Like, I don't even think I waited like 30 minutes after taking these two substances for it to start. I guess like both of them combined just intensifies and makes your come up way faster. But I'm laying there, I'm like not feeling good. I ask my emo chud boyfriend to please turn off the light, and he does. And then I was like, can you come lay with me, and can we watch something on my laptop, because I'm about to freak out. And he was like, okay. And he comes and he lays next to me, and I don't think we put anything on like YouTube to watch yet. I can't remember if we did or not, but I started to freak the fuck out because I got this super vivid random vision of this guy I used to know way back when, and we used to kick it. But I had like this intense vision of him and I getting into a fight, like fist fighting each other, and we were like, I was like, you're evil, and then he was like, no bitch, you're evil, and we started fucking fist fighting each other, and I'm like, wait, and I'm thinking in my head, like, why do I want to hurt this person so much? This is somebody I used to love, this is what somebody used to cherish, this is somebody I'm still kind of obsessed with. And then I just start to fucking bawl my eyes out because I am feeling the most intense feelings of impending doom and death lingered. I was like convinced at any moment I was gonna die. And I start freaking out. I'm like sobbing. I'm hyperventilating. I'm like grabbing my hair like this and like. And then Emo Chud starts trying to comfort me, but I don't know if it was just that I was on two like opposite psychoactive substances at once that were creating a living nightmare for me mentally and visually. But just like the way that he was trying to give me affection and comfort me just felt so fucking fake. It was like the fakest shit ever. Like, I just felt nothing from it. Like, he was like, it's okay. It's okay. You're gonna be okay. And then he goes, boop. Okay, and I just, like, I'm laying there, like, And everything just started to look visually terrifying. Like, my whole room, I had purple lights in my room at the time, and the purple lights were now creating this red, ominous glow, and I have like this coat hanger on my door that I used to hang on my bags. Like, it goes on top of the door and it has hooks to hang like bags and shit. Yeah, I had one of those, and I had all my bags hanging on those, and all of my bags like started to morph into like demonic faces and like clown faces, and like it was like kind of something. It looked like something you would see straight out of Junji Ito's work. I don't know if I fucking pronounced his name right. Let me fact check myself. Okay, yeah, it was Junji Ito. It looked like something straight out of Junji Ito. Like, there was just these faces that were like smiling maniacally at me that were hanging off my door, and I was just like, And again, my room has like this ominous red glow. There's this like big tarantula spider that keeps crawling in place but like rotating, so it looked like this. And then I ask Emo Chud to please turn something on my laptop so I can stop freaking out and I can calm down. Right? So as he's going to reach over to my laptop to put something on YouTube or something, my bottle of pills rolls right onto his foot. Oh, so then he picks it up and he's like, Sticks, I need you to be honest with me. How many of these did you take? And I was just like, I did not hold, I was just so straight up with him. I was like, 12. And he was like, you took 12 of these? And I was like, yeah, bro. And then he reaches over for his phone, and then he starts typing on his phone like this. And this sends me into a full panic because I'm convinced that he's going to call the cops and try to get me sent to a mental institution because he's done that before. That's a story for another video. But anyway, now he's upset with me, and I'm already having the worst trip of my life. And I'm like, please don't fucking call anybody. I'm like begging on my knees. Please don't fucking call anybody. Do not call anybody. This will wear off. I just need to calm down. Just do not fucking call anybody. Do not get me institutionalized. I don't need that right now. Please. And he was like, I'm not calling anybody. I'm just trying to figure out how to help. I'm like, the way he says it, like, because my mind is so altered in this nightmarish state, his voice just sounds so like I don't know how to describe it. It sounds like deeper and crunchier. And that was terrifying. Also, I look up at him and he just has like this ominous red glow, like this deep crimson aura that is surrounding him. And to this day, I still think that was both the shrooms and the DPH working together to tell me that hey, hey dude, you need to leave this fucking guy. This guy does not fucking care about you. He only cares about himself. And he's chopped. And he's evil. And because that ended up being spot on. But I'm like, so I'm still freaking out, and I remember he got me like this book from the library called Beautiful Boy, and I had only read like 2 chapters of it, and he was like, did you ever finish the book I gave you? And I was like, I read like 2 chapters, and he was like, I gave you that book to try and get you better, and then I'm trying to get you better, and you didn't even read it. And I'm like, oh my, at this point, I'm like starting to question, why did I invite him over again? Because this dude is making my already hellish trip so much worse. It doesn't end, dude. And then he eventually like lays back down next to me, and we try to watch Beautiful Boy, like the movie, on my laptop. And in the process of trying to pirate this fucking movie, this fool almost downloads a whole virus onto my laptop. And like these pop-up things like start coming up, and then I'm like, oh my fucking god, bro, please do not tell me that you just installed a fucking virus onto my laptop. I have so much important shit on that. I have all my art shit. Please tell me, please don't tell me you just fucking destroyed my laptop. And then he was like, I'm not. Calm down. I'm like, okay. And then he figures out a way to kill the virus, like by deleting the download file. He's like, okay, I killed it. And then he plays the movie. And I'm like trying my best to pay attention to this movie, but I'm so out of my fucking mind that everything just kind of sounds mostly gibberish. Also, the fucking pirated movie was buffering and glitching a lot, so it was hard to watch in the first place. And then Emo Chud starts getting more frustrated at this fact, and I'm just laying there like, oh my god, please just let this end, please. Like, and while this is happening, I'm getting like these intrusive like these crazy intrusive voices in my head. I start hearing voices, and they're like, "You're gonna rot in the ground. You're gonna die. You're gonna die. You're gonna rot in the ground." And the voices, while I'm looking at this man laying next to me, start to speak very clearly. He doesn't care about you. He's gonna watch you die. You're gonna die alone with him. Like, all these like different voices that were just saying very like mean and distorted and demented and evil things. And I'm trying to watch this fucking movie, and while watching it, these hexagon centipedes keep crawling across the screen and like covering people's faces, so it just looked like kaleidoscope from hell. And I'm not a religious person. I'm not a very religious person. My grandma desperately wanted me to be a Christian, and so she took me to church and stuff, and like taught me prayers. But over time I just lost my faith in Christianity, because most Christians do not practice what they preach, and they just use their religion as an excuse to be a shitty person. That's just my personal take. But yeah, eventually emo chud falls asleep, and I keep hearing these voices. I keep panicking. I keep shaking, and I'm again, I'm not a religious person, but this experience made me pray to God for the first time in years. I was just laying there praying like to God and fucking Jesus to let me out, because I'm almost completely convinced that this is like, I completely fucked myself up for life, and that was the state that I was going to stay in for the rest of my life, and I had to I needed to be institutionalized for the rest of my life. That's just how I felt, and I was just like praying, like, please Lord, please, I will never ever touch any drug ever again. Just please fucking let me out, please, thank you Lord, please. And eventually it wears off, like, in the early hours of the morning. And I'm just left with a fucking killer headache. And emo chud leaves. He has to go to work. Oh, wait, I forgot to mention, while he was, like, half asleep, I was, like, laying there, and I asked him to please hand me my water, because my mouth was so dry. And he, like, half woke up, half looked around, half-assed, laid back down, and was like, I'm sorry, I can't find it. Yeah, that's how much this fool cared about me. It's like, what the fuck do you mean you can't find it? It was right next to you. I'm pretty sure it was on top of the rat cage, because I used to have rats, and I used to have a rat cage in my room, and I would sometimes, like, keep my drinks on top of the rat cage, which was a stupid idea, because I wasted an entire smoothie doing that. because my rat at the time, Zim, just like crawl up and she knocked it over. But I had like a glass of water. I think I was sitting up there. He was like, I can't find it. It was right next to him. Like, bro. Anyways, he leaves to go to work and he takes my Benadryl with him. And he's like, I'm taking these with me because I don't want to see you on this anymore. It's scaring me. And I was like, okay, cool. I could literally just walk over and I could just literally walk right across the street to Kroger and get some more. It's like $4 because I had the off-brand kind. But yeah, that's how I went to hell and survived. And I'm still here. I'm perfectly fine for the most part. Bye, every pony.